This is a feeling I have felt before. The pressure to continue the same line of work as my family before me, or to follow my own career. My name is Ross Miller, and before moving to the big smoke of Edinburgh, I lived here, in the heart of the Cairngorms, on a small farm near Aviemore, called Tullochgorm. It was here that I was raised with my older brother Duncan, around 90 cows, 4 bulls, the occasional flock of sheep, and an extremely lazy sheepdog. The reason I tell you this is because this farm has been in the Miller family for many years, originally being taken on by my great-grandfather, then my granddad, then by my dad, and now my brother plans to follow in their footsteps. Why was I never drawn to this line of work? I've decided to research this more and to ask some other local farmers who have had the farm for generations, including a Hernach farm belonging to the Smith family, Clewry farm belonging to the Cruikshanks, and of course my own family, the Millers. I want to know if they felt as if they had to keep the farm going like those before them, or if it is just something that they were always passionate about.
No, there was never any pressure on me to go with the farm. In fact, it was the contrary. I wanted to farm from the time I was still in school, so much so that I even cycled home from school in the middle of the day to see if there was a job I could do.
At the time, I didn't feel pressure to take on the farm, but I did feel a responsibility to continue something that my grandfather had and my father had, and it seemed to be, but it was something that I enjoyed, so I didn't feel too pressured.
I wouldn't have said so, and if there was, it was very, very minimal, but I've had explained to me many times there's plenty of other careers to pursue, but at no point did I feel any pressure to go into farming.
My brother and myself were in a partnership here for a start. It was a job getting a farm, but we used to have all the fields round Granton and Spey, but when this came up, we had to give them all up.
When I left school, I wanted to come home. I went to college, did agriculture at college, travelled about a bit, and then came home. Been here ever since, sort of thing. So
there was no pressure from my parents. It was me that wanted to be a farmer from a young age, but as the way things worked out, it was a bit difficult to start with, and then I left home and I went and saw the world, came back, and everything turned out all right.
I don't think there was a pressure. They kind of encouraged me to do other things, so and there's still not really a pressure now, so and I think that's quite a good thing, to be honest.
I didn't regret becoming a farmer. It's absolutely what I wanted to do, and thoroughly enjoyed the time I've been farming, and wouldn't have changed it for anything.
It's becoming more difficult. I would say a lot more difficult. I had the good years. It's the up-and-coming farmers now are having it more difficult.
I think I've had a good life. I've had, you're your own boss. You're outside all the time, which has its drawbacks at times, but it's a good life, a good way of life. It's not in the rat race.
The life's too short to have regrets, so no, I don't. You just have to get on with it.
some days, obviously, when the weather's not very clever, it's not sometimes the best of jobs, but some of the days in the summer, it more than makes up for it. Weather's great, sun's shining, you're outside, it's great. I enjoy doing it then.
I did. I've always kind of felt that it's somewhere I needed to be a lot of the time. It wasn't really a hard decision to make.
For me, it's you don't really want to see somebody else farming this place, so it's kind of a bit of a pressure there. You don't want to see somebody else doing your job where your family's been for generations.
It was just the way they decided to go. Malcolm went and took college training, and Neil wanted to go to the engineering. And then, of course, Malcolm came home, and I was perfectly happy that he came home, but I would hope that he had come without any pressure from me.
You've got to want to do it. My son Kyle, he's got a good interest in it. He wants to come home. He's in his last year at school. He's then going to Oakridge to study agriculture with an intention of coming home after that. So he, at the moment, he seems quite happy and willing to come home. So we'll see. He's young, he may change his mind, but we'll see how it goes.
I try consciously not to put any pressure on him, and I would try to explain as many other options of what is available to him, and I felt that farming would be something that he could always come back to, but he could have, there was plenty of other things he could have tried first.
I'd like to say I wouldn't, but I probably will at some point. He's too young to say at the moment, so.
I would say I put a bit of pressure on Duncan. It's just because I want it to carry on and stay in the family, but at the end of the day it's his life and he has got to do what he wants to do, not what I want to do, so it's up to him.
There is a wee bit of a duty. My brother, he wasn't really keen, and he never showed an interest, so no, not in that sense.
On your good days, there's nowhere else I'd rather be, to be perfectly honest. You're outside, you're getting fresh air, you're doing what you enjoy, and if you're not doing what you enjoy, then there's not much point in doing it.
Although farming never grabbed my interest and was never something I planned to do, it is a background that I am extremely proud that I am from. And if it is something that my brother really wants to do, I am glad that Tullochgorm Farm will be staying in the Miller family for many more years to come.